I know. You got to give your phone number and confirm with your phone number and make sure it's all good. So you aren't.
Hell, I think Fort Knox is easier to get into.
Well, yeah, I know. It's kind of silly. If you mind the appearance, right before show started, I was over at...
Or are you drinking again?
No, I was over at Combat LARP. I don't know if you've seen the pictures on my Facebook. I was over at practice because we had some new people I was helping break in. And I looked at my watch and it said, look at my clock on my phone, it says 9:30. I'm like, shit. Do.
That's okay. I went downstairs and got like the last little bit of laundry out, and I looked at the clock. I told Casey, I says, "All right, you gotta get ready for work," and she says, "Okay," and I said, "And I gotta get ready for a show." So.
Yeah. Well, this is what I'm going to try and do to make up for the fact that we have only a 30-minute show, because these broadcasts I can then put on YouTube to help promote. So it's going to be a little more relaxed, laid back, and everything, and you don't have to worry about being formal, and we can have a good time with our.
So you're telling me that I can like drink a big fifth of vodka before we start the show, and
I labeled it Night Watch After Show, and I don't know if you've been to any gamer after parties, but alcohol is definitely preferred and involved. So, but yeah, we can still talk about stuff. We can still talk with our viewers and everything, and it's a little more relaxed. It's not a formal show, and I still have the band hammer if people get out of line.
There you go. I like the band hammer.
The band hammer is nice for those people that we had during our old shows that didn't understand that just because they were on a live show it doesn't mean that you have a license to be a dickhead. This is still my show, and it's still your show.
Right.
It's not their show. Like, you give someone a mic,
I've got
they think that
that gives them the right.
But I don't think you can tell. I got a little bit of a fat lip. I got blasted in the face with a foam sword. Apparently someone was not informed of the rules that you're not supposed to hit as hard as you can. And I went in to block their sword away and lunge in, and when I came in, he went, wow!
Well, it was a new guy, that's kind of one of them. Hey, you're new, you didn't know, that's cool, it happens.
You didn't know, and now you know, and I have a bloody lip, and I'm going to go inside and take 5 for a second.
Yeah. Give me 5 minutes, I'll be okay.
So, let's get this out of the way. Who are you voting for this year, or are you still kind of making up your mind?
Honestly, I'm still in the whole boat of anybody third party's okay with me.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's why I'm voting Libertarian. I mean, someone who can...
Well, and last year I voted Ralph Nader because he was actually on the ballot.
Is he running again this year?
I haven't heard. No one has said anything about that.
That's really strange, because usually he tries to get an early jump in there because he knows he's got like the biggest mountain ever in the field of ever to climb that hill.
Exactly. So and if he doesn't run this year, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
If someone, if a Libertarian runs, I'll vote for them. My big thing is just anybody but Romney, because he's a Nazi, and then of course obviously.
That and his views change every other day. It's like, well, today I'm going to say I was not in favor of the bailouts, but this day I'm going to say that I was a key factor in making sure that our economy exceeded as it was, even though the White House saying you're going, we never called you. I did.
It's like you were not even on the you were not even on the registry form. I'm trying to.
You were so far under the radar that people could see you at ground level as you were whizzing over their houses.
Now my favorite one, I'll tell you who I was going to vote for. Honestly, if he had won the GOP candidacy, I would have voted for him, and that would have been Rick Perry.
Rick Perry is
Texas.
I can't say that I'm with him on all the issues, but he would have been better than Romney for sure.
Well, you know, and I'm sitting there going, you know, there's a few issues, like he's like, oh, big cuts for corporations. Like, not so much so. But then he's like, anti-illegal immigration act. I'm like, okay, now I'm with you.
Well, he lives in Texas.
And then the next thing he says, well, I think the Texan people have the right to succeed. I'm like, I am moving to Texas.
Well, yeah, that's kind of, but yeah, he would have been better than some of the other
Romney.
people that were out there. Yeah, Romney for sure.
I'll tell you another one I wish they had. I would have voted for him, Huckabee. I would have voted for Huckabee.
Huckabee was one that before I went Libertarian that I was for, but then that was more when I was over to the Republican.
Like, for some reason, they have Ron Paul listed as a Republican in some of the.
Well, yeah, that's the thing is
But
Ron
he's
Paul
an
is
independent.
He really does not belong in the Republican Party. Come on, Ron, please run Libertarian next year, please.
And I saw that, and I went,
what are you doing with the GOP?
That's what I said. I said, I'm looking at this card, right, and it says Ron Paul, GOP. I'm like, GOP? I'm like, what? What was he drinking the night he filled this out?
Well, the one thing that I can't get about the GOP right now is they are all about you know, balancing the budget and blah blah and getting taxes in order and everything, but you're still letting the loopholes stay, right?
Yeah,
I can't buy that. Here's great middle ground that you could use to get something done with the Democrats, and you're going to let it slide because why?
Yeah. Well, my favorite part was they're like, you know, the Democrats come up with this. Well, you know what? We're going to get the oil companies, and we're going to, you know, we're going to increase the, you know, we're going to do away with this tax. We're going to increase windfall, and we're going to do this, and we're going to do that. And Republicans are just, you know, gasping for air, like they couldn't believe that.
Oh my, the vapors.
Oh, you're going to, yeah. Oh, you know, they're like, oh my God, you're doing what now? You're taking money from the rich and giving it back to the. I can't believe that. That's just, yeah, that's just immoral. And you're like, wait, what? That's immoral?
You know, this I think would have been the perfect opportunity. The perfect opportunity. Okay, we want to get rid of some of the bad stuff that is currently in the tax code. This would have been the perfect time to implement tax code. You want to get rid of all the loopholes, all the bailouts, everything. Introduce the flat tax. Simplify the tax code. This would have been the perfect time that the Republicans and the Democrats could have found something that they both could have gotten what they wanted, and everything would have been great, and people would have been stopped talking about this do-nothing Congress because they would have actually gotten something done.
And you know, the sad part is a lot of people were surprised when I told them that I actually would agree with a flat tax, but I said there had to be stipulations with it. And someone said, well, what do you mean by stipulations? I said, well, I said, understandably, there are those with less money that can't afford a high flat tax. And I said, and I also feel that there are those with a lot of money that could afford to pay.
Well, that's not really a flat tax.
You know, and I said that could afford to pay a little more. I said, so here's what we're going to do. Instead of flat taxing it in the income sector, they said, right. I said, let's flat tax it in something that actually matters. And they said, okay, like what? I said, for instance, I said, how about we put a tax? I said, let's eliminate property taxes. Let's eliminate some of these taxes that, to be quite honest, are just utterly bullshit to begin with. You know, if they could tax air, they would do it. Right. You know, so I'm like, let's just eliminate all the stupid taxes. And I said, and let's institute a tax like a luxury tax. Yeah. You know, who really needs a flat tax with like a luxury tax? So you have your flat tax, and then for the more rich people, you have a luxury tax on luxury cars, yachts, and stuff like that. Right. Because because obviously, like me and you, are you going to buy a $200,000 yacht? I can wish. If I had the money. If I had the money. Sure. But I don't have that kind of money, so why would I want to pay well, obviously, if I don't have any luxury goods, I'm not going to pay a luxury tax. Right. But And I said, one thing we also need to look into is doing something with the sales tax. I said, because each state kind of manages its own sales tax.
Right.
I said, which is fine because, you know, obviously people make more money in California than they do here in Kentucky, or, you know, people in New York make more money than Kansas. So, you know, I said, I understand that part. I said, but let's even the playing field a little bit. I said, let's just get rid of the stupid taxes. Let's just get property taxes. It's just stupid.
Property tax is kind of silly, and really it also kind of hurts development, because to start a new business, you got to pay for your property tax on the business. You got to pay for the taxes for the blah 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 blah.
If you're building a new house, you got to pay property taxes on the new house. If you're doing any project that requires land has to have a property tax. So
I also learned something interesting moving here to Arkansas. Your car is considered part of your property tax. So if you don't pay your property tax, you can't renew your tags.
Yeah.
And if you can't renew your tags, you can't drive your car.
Are you having those kinds of issues?
No, I'm having issues with the cops here. Are douchebags, and
I could have told you that. I've been through Texas twice, and the first time I went through is when I moved my wife down here, because we got the U-Haul, or the budget truck, over in California, and we took Interstate 10 down to Texas. Well, then of course we hit Texarkana and shot up through Arkansas and come to Kentucky. Well, I want you to know I drove all that way from California to Texas, never had a problem.
Yeah.
I hit Texarkana, get into Arkansas. I hit Little Rock, Arkansas. I'm just outside. I'm like 3 miles outside, Little Rock, on the interstate. I'm following a semi. Semi's doing 80. I'm doing 75. I'm like, speed limit's 70. Hey, if the trucker can do 80,
yeah.
Because this guy's in a semi. I'm just in a 3/4 ton budget truck.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, blue lights come on. I'm thinking, oh shit, are you serious? I pull over.
Didn't pull over the trucker, did he?
No, he let that fucker go. No, he pulls me over. Well, he comes up and he's like, "Sir, I need to see your license, and I need to see this vehicle's packet, because all of them vehicles have a packet that has all their insurance information, because you don't own it, you're just borrowing it."
Right.
And before you leave with the vehicle, they give you that packet, and they tell you, if you get pulled over for any reason, this packet basically has the registration, the insurance information, So I'm like, okay, cool. So I hand him the packet, hand him my driver's license. My wife hands him hers. Of course, she still has her California license. So the guy strikes up a conversation like, well, where are y'all heading to? Y'all heading back to Kentucky? Yeah. Yeah, we're going to get married next year. Oh, that's awesome. He's trying to be nice, which I'm like, okay, sure, whatever,
Yeah.
The guy says, okay. So he looks at all this information, hands it back to me, and says, "Sir, I need you to come with me."
That's never a good time. That's bad news.
He says, "I need you to step out of the vehicle." I'm like, excuse me?
I need you to also bend over and breathe in deeply.
I'm like, okay. So, I wait till the traffic goes by. I get out. He said, "Sir, I need you to come with me to the car." Okay. So he said, "Sir, you can get in the passenger side." I'm like, I don't feel comfortable getting in this car with you, to be honest. But I'm like, okay. So I get in. He gets in the driver's side. He turns his little light on, opens the computer, and starts typing in all my information. He starts striking up another conversation with me, and I'm like, okay. Look, dude, if you're going to arrest me, just go ahead and handcuff me, because, this is getting late. I'd rather be home right now, not, dicking around with you. He has yet to tell me why he's pulled me over.
Oh, well, that's always fun. That should be the first thing he says. It's like, "Sir, do you know why I pulled you over?"
Right.
And that's when you answer no, always no, and he tells you why he pulled you over.
Right. So then he says, well, everything looks clean, everything's good. He says, "Here's your license back." I'm like, okay, can I go now? He says, "Well, the reason why I pulled you over is you were driving a little slow, and I was just worried that you might be tired."
A little slow. That would be my phone going all sorts of crazy. That's why.
Is that what you call that?
Yeah, well, I have it. The original ringtone was I found my friends found a little annoying. It was the Red Spice commercial, that whistle.
Oh.
So I switched it to a crow cawing, and apparently it's a loud one.
Apparently, it's a loud one. But yeah, so anyway, he tells me I'm going slow. He pulled me over because he thought I was tired, and he's like, "If you're tired, there's a motel up the road. Just tell them I sent you."
Mm-hmm.
And they'll help you out. I'm like, okay, sure, thanks, and so he lets me go, and he like turns and goes the other way. I looked over at my wife, and I was like, let's get the fuck out of Arkansas.
Oh, we got 2 new followers now on Twitter. That's awesome. Anyway.
Oh, cool. That reminds me, I got to post something on Twitter.
Yeah. Apparently, this I had gotten a tweet back from this podcast promo, and apparently they said we just include them in their username in the tweet, and it will alert them when we start a new show, and it'll alert them, and then they will do some advertising for us, which is awesome, I think.
That is awesome. Which one is it?
It's let me see here, podcast promos. Yeah, their username is @podcastpromos on Twitter, which I think is pretty sweet.
That's not bad. Yeah, that's not bad at all.
Yeah, and there's this other one called Reclaiming Freedom, though I think it has a lot to do with the fact that I'm a libertarian.
Oh, did you notice that on Google Circle I added Obama and Mitt Romney's main primary groups?
Okay, that's cool. I've been trying to get all the different parties and everything on the Twitter feed and do stuff like that. Oh, Jesus.
Well, the reason why I added them to my circle, that way when we start posting about our podcast, I thought, hey, they'll see it's a political podcast, they'll come and then, they'll either join in and butt heads with us or agree with us. And I thought, it might be a good way to drum up some potential listeners.
Which is why I've been using my personal Twitter account, not the one for the show, obviously. That would be a kind of a conflict of interest. But I've been using my own personal one to pick fights with people, and hopefully they'll start looking at mine and realizing, oh, you guys run a show. Well, I can be vindicated, maybe. And then they'll be in our wonderful trap.
Say, I'm posting on my Twitter that we just got done with the podcast.
Oh, you should, let me see here. What's your Twitter so I can add you onto, I can follow you and then...
all of my stuff is going through my Gmail account, so it should be able to...
what's your Twitter username? Here, just a sec.
James. I just use my real name, James Faulkner.
Okay. Okay. The only one that's coming up here is...
It should have like a
Faulkner kid.
What?
That Faulkner kid. I don't know why.
Wow.
Well, so why don't you search the show? It's on Twitter as Night Watch Show, and then just follow it, and then I can go from there. But yeah, I got pulled over for a broken taillight, and then the police, out of the blue, decided they wanted to search me, my roommate, my car. And
did they have probable cause?
No, not a bit. Besides that, I apparently looked suspicious. I'm a nice person, so I let them search the car, but I'm filing a discovery because I can be a douchebag too, and they didn't bother patting down the female in our car, so I'm just going to file that they were being sexist because I can be a douchebag too.
That reminds me, there was a joke that one of my friends told me. Actually, I think he posted it on his Facebook. It was quite hilarious. He goes to a gym, right? Mm-hmm. And just right. So you know, he is gay. He is gay.
Right. I ain't got no problems with that.
Right. I didn't figure you would.
Actually, why don't you distract me with this show, because I need to go real quick here. I'll be right back.
Oh, that's fine. I'm trying to find the show on the Twitter page. Oh. Well, according to that, I gotta get a confirmation. So.
Anyway, sorry about that.
That's all right. I'm having issues with my Twitcher because apparently my Google Chrome thinks that Twitter, when I go to confirm my account, is an untrusted site. So it keeps popping this big red screen that says, "I'm sorry, we can't allow you past this, blah 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 blah." I'm like,
Yeah.
okay.
That's kind of silly.
You still need to confirm your email change. I didn't change my email.
See, this is why I got TweetDeck. That way I can manage my Twitter page, the show's Twitter page, my Facebook, and the show's Facebook, and sit here and go, all right, we're all set up. I can send messages to all of them.
Well, see, the sad part is on my phone it works fine. It's just for some reason on my computer it's deciding to be a complete and utter douche.
Is your computer a Mac? Because that could be the problem.
No, it's well, I mean, it's a piece of shit computer, but it's not that bad.
Oh no, I hear raging Apple users coming at my door. Please don't hurt me.
You know, I liked Apple when it came to designing
Mm-hmm.
and doing stuff like that because it was an awesome system for designing work.
Right.
But for actual usage,
Practical usage and gaming?
practical use. Yeah, it was like the worst system you could ever have.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, finally it got accepted. But no, as I was saying, my friend went to the club, or this club, not the club, the gym. And apparently this guy saw him and thought that he was looking at him funny, which he might have been. I don't know. I wasn't there.
Yeah.
And the guy basically comes up to him and goes, "What are you staring at? Are you gay or something?"
Why, yes, I am.
And my buddy responds with, "Kiss me and find out."
Best response ever.
That's what I told him. I was like, "You didn't." He goes, "Yeah, I did," and he walked off. I was like, that was awesome. I wish I had been there. But he does. He says, "Yeah, kiss me and find out." I'm like, fair enough.
I can definitely see where that would be sweet. I like the concept.
I was like, I like the idea of that. Yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah,
Yes.
someone comes up to you and says, "Hey, are you gay?" Kiss me and find out.
Yeah.
Okay, hey, whatever works, man.
Yeah. But let's see here. We've got 5 followers now, and I don't think that critically counts as 5. It's 4 because one of them's me right now.
On what
On Twitter.
Twitter? Oh. Yeah, I'm trying. Give me 1 second. I'll try to find it here. Let's see. Night Watch Show. The show this week for Night Watch actually had been prepared from the... Oh, wow. Wrong Night Watch. Oh. I'm like, what? Amanda H? I was like, I don't think that's right. Is it one word or is it 2 words, Night Watch? How'd you enter?
It's all pushed together on Twitter. It's all just one word. Night Watch Show. Apparently it was too long
there we
Night
are.
Watch Politics or Night Watch Podcast. So
Night Watch Show, yeah.
It's the best I could do.
That's fine. That's just, Whoa. Well, according to this, we got 36 following and 6 followers and 9 tweets.
We've got 39 following.
I just
following
added
39 people.
Oh, okay.
And 9 tweets
followers.
And 6 followers.
Right. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I wish we had almost 40 followers. That'd be sweet. I could get behind that.
Yeah, I could do that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
Is there a link that I can? Okay. Is there a link that I can post on my Facebook for someone who wants to listen to the show?
Yes. Give me 1 second here, if I can dig it up here. I think it's in our tweets. Let me me conk. Click here. Yes, it is.
It's in the tweets.
Yeah, it's also on our Facebook page. It should be the one that was like posted 36 minutes ago. It says listen to our new recorded episode.
They've changed Facebook again.
Oh no! It seems like a new fad that comes every other week. We have a new thing that we added to Facebook. You'll hate it forever, and then once you get used to it, we'll change it again. But I kind of got also carried away when I found
there you are.
the picture from the Colbert report that I also posted on there.
I'll have to look at that.
The one that says, I would like to read to you what the Jesus said about homosexuality. I'd like to, but he never said anything about it.
Wow. I'd like to, but he never said anything about it.
And I think on my Facebook page I actually have the actual video from the show, but I saw the picture first while I was at work. And
I also like your post for my Cyber Nations.
Yeah. But anyway,
I'm scanning through, seeing what.
But I think the next show next week, I think will probably have to be Tuesday. I know that's quick turnaround, but well, let me double check my schedule first. Let's go to mywalmart.com.
There you are again. I was going to say, apparently Facebook and the Google voice chat doesn't seem to like each other.
Well, they're at odds. Obviously, you cannot be on Facebook if you have Google Plus, man. That's just wrong. Dude.
Yeah, apparently that's what it's saying too. It's like you can't do this.
You can't do that to me. You can't do that to me.
It's like you cannot do this. I'm sorry.
Go to full schedule. Yeah, Tuesday, because next week, oh, maybe, because this is Saturday, Sunday.
Okay, next week I'm off on Thursday, and then I won't be off again till Tuesday.
See here, this week that's coming up, starting this Sunday, I'm off Sunday and Tuesday. Then the week after that, Saturday, I'm at games, so I can't do a show, but Monday the 21st, I'm off. Then the week after that is I have Sunday and Tuesday.
Okay, I'm taking this thing where it says HTTP TB or TOBTR. That's the
yeah, and it's a shortened link that will take you to the big wonderful link of awesome.
Or it says shows starting on Blog Talk Radio.
No, the show's over with. This is the post-show thing.
Okay.
So I have my roommate and friends that just came in the door.
So who's on there?
This would be my co-host that I'm talking to right now.
Hi.
Hi. Yeah, I hope you guys like being on YouTube because that's where you're going to be after this is over with.
Whoopsie. Hi.
Anyway.
Take it from you while you sleep.
I'm glad that was in the post-show, not the actual show, because that was kind of creepy.
He did that a little too well.
Right in there. And wait for you to do another one and just.
Yes, see, Andy, the alcohol, you don't get to have any of it. You are underage, and you're creepy, and you need to go back to the living room, Andy.
What was the show actually about this week?
The show we did North Carolina, North Carolina thing.
North Carolina fucktarditry?
Yes, and we also did some international stuff. We talked roughly about Russia. And
She has
Syria and
such
all
a
that.
way with words.
Yes, she does.
What?
He said you have such a way with words.
Words. Such a way with words. It reminds me when I used to be able to do that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I missed that apparently. Anyway, well, so yeah, I mean the show would work on days that I work, except that it would be early afternoon because I work from 4 to 1 in the morning. So unless you want to do a show at 2 a.m.
Well, see, I work from
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I work from 2:30 in the afternoon to practically 11 at night, so I don't get
like live shows, Bill.
Yeah.
At 2 in the morning, dude. You're going to basically be getting, like, what?
All the normal people.
No, 2 in the morning you'd be getting the UK right about, wouldn't you?
Roughly. Which would be great as that kind of comical international show.
Yes.
We could have Dan on the show.
No, because then you do nothing but Jesus is the only thing. You're nothing but Jesus is the only thing, and anybody who is not for Jesus is going to burn in hell. Thanks, Dan. All I wanted to know was, did you want chocolate milk or soda?
I have friends like that.
Older white friends.
I have friends like that too, and they're the friends that I kindly. You know how Facebook, how you can share stuff with certain friends? Those are the people I exclude from my North Carolina rants.
Yeah, see, you're better than me because those are the people I'd be targeting.
I suppose I should maybe start targeting them. They're only they're 2 states away now. What do I care?
Do it. I'm still all for the plan of you and Chris going down for church.
Here's the plan, and you'll enjoy this. You know how in Topeka, where I originally was from, that we have this wonderful church called the Westboro Baptist Church. Our evil plan is me and Chris, who is my roommate and my boyfriend. We were going to go out there one Sunday. I know where they picket every Sunday, and just make out in front of them.
If it turns into happy naked time, so be it.
If it turns into happy underwear time, so be it. And if it gets further than that, well, yeah, the cops are probably going to stop us, but...
Sean, I'll come bail you out. It's okay.
Okay.
I don't have.
Okay, but my only requirement is you have to let me know in advance so I can drive there with a camcorder and put it up on YouTube.
And put it on YouTube, yes!
Yes! Hey, that's what I can be there for. I can hold the laptop while you guys, suck face in front of the Westboro Baptist. And you know what? No, you know what? For the YouTube, for when it gets posted on YouTube, you need to find a way to edit in 70s porn on music.
70s porn on music.
I can do that. I can take care of that
Andy's
part.
fault.
Remember, I was an audio-video major in college.
Jake
So.
can take care of that. He's got the technical expertise.
Form, white ass, white bread boy beatbox.
So we have our plan. We have the plan. We are good for Operation Butt Sex.
You are now required to refer to it as such.
I'm so glad this is the after show, but people on YouTube are going to have such a skewed view of the show we run.
Yeah, apparently Operation BS.
Hey, it is BS. We will call it that. Operation BS. Fighting injustice in the world, one person at a time.
I was gonna say 1/8 at a time, but whatever.
One horribly distended, de-elasticized anus at a time.
That would only be if we're using Daniel's dildo.
We're not discussing this. We are not.
But you shouldn't.
Why are we delving into this realm of discussion and there's no booze involved? This is an after-show party. No, Chris. That was in thought, not...
There you go.
Okay.
I will hit you over
Okay, now.
if you do what you did last time. You're cut off.
Wow, I don't want to know that part.
I like vodka. The problem is the only good vodka on sale is obviously the French vodka. Because French are bastards.
Oh my
Well,
God.
that means all you need
Oh.
to do is
It's Grey Goose.
Oh.
No, see, all you need
And
to do
Oh,
is
that is the most disgusting vodka
I
ever.
like Grey Goose. It's not bad.
No, if it is not Syndeca
all this
or
means, Sean, is that
Absolute,
once you
it's
get
horrible.
really, really hammered.
Absolute is good. I will go with Absolute.
Once you get really, really hammered, you just need to eat some German food, and the vodka will run away out of your system.
The problem is this bottle is pretentious because it has instead of a screw on top, it's a freaking cork top.
Who the heck?
Oh, we want
We're
to be French,
That's
like
why.
like a French wine bottle, but we're not. We're vodka.
Well, you ought to know it's bad vodka anyway, because Russians are the only ones that make good vodka. So.
I disagree. There are some good Polish vodka out there, but that's about the same
Okay.
thing.
Yeah, you know, because Poland really is Russia's butt buddy. They're trying to leave them.
I can't quit you, bro.
Praise the flying spaghetti monster for a second there.
I
You can
can't
actually
quit
hear
you.
the other half of the conversation.
Huh?
Praise the flying spaghetti monster for a second there. We could actually hear the other half of the conversation, Sean.
But then you hear the echo, and it's not good for broadcasting measures. As you can see, we're a professional show here.
Right.
We are.
Right. You want to pan the camera around and show off the kitchen?
We are a professional show. Stop
film
it.
studio.
Stop it. We are a professional show as I hear on this chair in front of the countertop that has trash all the way around it.
Hey, not to be pleased.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, that was my kitchen earlier until I cleaned it because my wife was yelling at me. But anyway.
What are we doing?
Well, the trick is getting my roommate to help me clean it up.
Look. Hey, Sean.
Hey, there are no throwing D20s at me. That is
These aren't
not...
D20s, sucker. These are D12.
What?
Suck one.
Whatever.
Hey, go, Sean.
Not while I'm here. Don't suck that while I'm here.
Anyway, this got really out of control.
Hey, you said it was a party. It's not our fault if we understood it as the wrong kind of party. Do I need to go call somebody from Tupperware or
It's my
something?
party and I'll cry if I want to.
Sean, you just said you're a professional. Professionals know when not to be tone deaf on camera.
Michael Jackson.
Bullshit. But anyway, we've been at this for 30 minutes, and we're going to go see the Avengers, so the late night showing. So I think this is a great place to stop while we're
Behind?
yes, very fun.
Well, we're behind, yeah. Well, we're not ahead of anything. We're not ahead of anything.
If anything, if we act stupid enough, we'll get viewers on YouTube, which will translate to viewers on our show who will watch the show and be confused.
Let's ask stupid questions that you can then mock mercilessly.
No, if they're confused, then it's easier to pull them over.
Anyway, I think this is a
Are we
great
still talking
place.
about the cop incident?
Apparently, they think sage is weed.
Did you remember what happened with your whole arrest?
Yes, we
No,
have.
sage is pure meth.
It wasn't an arrest.
No, sis.
It was my incident with the Fayetteville cops, which will be remedied.
Sis.
But
Sage is pure meth, not weed.
No, not the dude, the plant.
I know.
But anyway, I think this is a great place to end the show. So
Before
good night.
any work that it already is.
On that note, I am going to go now find my bottle of vodka and have good times. So.
Sounds like a plan. Good times with vodka is always a good plan, and we're going to have a good time watching the Avengers because no one will be in the theater to be an asshole at midnight while we're watching the show.
It's a college town. There's always somebody in there at midnight.
We will haze them mercilessly. There is gum on the floor which we will stick in their hair.
You can have fun with that.
Anyway, have a good evening.
Have a good night.
You too. Well, he lives in Texas.
And then the next thing he says, well, I think the Texan people have the right to succeed. I'm like, I am moving to Texas.
Well, yeah, that's kind of, but yeah, he would have been better than some of the other people that were out there. Yeah, Romney for sure.
I'll tell you another one I wish I would have voted for him, Huckabee. I would have voted for Huckabee.
Huckabee was one that before I went Libertarian that I was for, but then that was more when I was over to the Republican.
Like, for some reason, they have Ron Paul listed as a Republican in some of the.
Well, yeah, that's the thing is,
But
Ron Paul
he's
is
independent.
he really does not belong in the Republican Party. Come on, Ron, please run Libertarian next year, please. Vice
and I saw that, and I went,
what are you doing with the GOP?
That's what I said. I said, I'm looking at this card, right, and it says Ron Paul, GOP. I'm like, GOP? I'm like, what? What was he drinking the night he filled this out?
Well, the one thing that I can't get about the GOP right now is they are all about balancing the budget and blah 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 and getting taxes in order and everything, but you're not supposed to hit as hard as you can. And I went in to block their sword away and lunge in, and when I came in, he went, wow!
Well, it was a new guy, that's kind of one of them. Hey, you're new, you didn't know, that's cool, it happens.
You didn't know, and now you know, and I have a bloody lip, and I'm going to go inside and take 5 for a second.
Yeah. Give me 5 minutes, I'll be okay.
So, let's get this out of the way. Who are you voting for this year, or are you still kind of making up your mind?
Honestly, I'm still in the whole boat of anybody third party's okay with me.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's why I'm voting Libertarian. I mean, someone who can...
Well, and last year I voted Ralph Nader because he was actually on the ballot.
Is he running again this year?
I haven't heard. No one has said anything about him.
That's really strange because usually he tries to get an early jump in there because he knows he's got like the biggest mountain ever in the field of ever to climb that hill.
Exactly. So and if he doesn't run this year, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
If someone, if a Libertarian runs, I'll vote for them. My big thing is just anybody but Romney because he's a Nazi, and then of course obviously.
That and his views change every other day. It's like, well, today I'm going to say I was not in favor of the bailouts, but this day I'm going to say that I was a key factor in making sure that our economy exceeded as it was, even though the White House saying you're going, we never called you. I did.
It's like you were not even on the you were not even on the registry form. I'm trying to.
You were so far under the radar that people could see you at ground level as you were whizzing over their houses.
Now my favorite one, I'll tell you who I was going to vote for. Honestly, if he had won the GOP candidacy, I would have voted for him, and that would have been Rick Perry.
Rick Perry
from
is.
Texas.
I can't say that I'm with him on all the issues, but he would have been better than Romney for sure.
Well, and I'm sitting there going, there's a few issues, like he's like, oh, big cuts for corporations. Like, not so much so. But then he's like, Anti-Illegal Immigration Act. I'm like, okay, now I'm with you.
I know. You got to give your phone number and confirm with your phone number and make sure it's all good, so you aren't.
Hell, I think Fort Knox is easier to get into.
Well, yeah, I know it's kind of silly. If you mind the appearance, right before show started, I was over at.
Or are you drinking again?
No, I was over at Combat LARP. I don't know if you've seen the pictures on my Facebook. I was over at practice because we had some new people I was helping break in, and. I looked at my watch and it said, I look at my clock on my phone, it says 9:30. I'm like, shit.
That's okay. I went downstairs and got like the last little bit of laundry out, and I looked at the clock. I told Casey, I says, all right, you got to get ready for work. And she says, okay. And I said, and I got to get ready for a show, so.
Yeah. Well, This is what I'm going to try and do to make up for the fact that we have only a 30-minute show because these broadcasts I can then put on YouTube to help promote. So it's going to be a little more relaxed, laid back, and everything, and you don't have to worry about being formal, and we can have a good time with our.
So you're telling me that I can like drink a big fifth of vodka before we start the show, and
I labeled it Night Watch After Show, and I don't know if you've been to any gamer after parties, but alcohol is definitely preferred and involved. So, but yeah, we can still talk about stuff. We can still talk with our viewers and everything, and we can. It's a little more relaxed. It's not a formal show, and I still have the band hammer if people get out of line.
There you go. I like the band hammer.
The band hammer is nice for those people that we had during our old shows that didn't understand that just because they were on a live show it doesn't mean that you have a license to be a dickhead. This is still my show, and it's still your show.
Right.
It's not their show. Like you give someone a mic,
I've got
they think that entitles them.
that gives them the right.
But I don't think you can tell. I got a little bit of a fat lip. I got blasted in the face with a foam sword. Apparently, someone was not informed of the rules.